Hello everyone, welcome to our cooking show, Cooking with Mo and Deb.
Hi y'all. We're going to cook something good tonight. You like my apron?
And mine.
Guess where it came from?
Italia. Italy.
Deb brought me this from Italy, and she's got one with all
Mine is from Cinque, and that means 5 villages. There's 5 villages in the national forest there in about the middle-ish part of the country, and I got to stay in one and visit all the others. That's really
so
neat.
Cool. Well, we're going to do a live here in a little bit and she's going to talk about her trip. So, anyway.
But first,
we eat. So, do you like Hot Pockets?
I love Hot Pockets.
Okay.
Yes.
So my kids always liked Hot Pockets too. But I always felt guilty for them eating so many of them because I feel like they're full of
I'm sure they are, but guilt has never entered into it for me.
Well, sometimes you think, I really should be fixing healthier food for my family. But anyway, Hot Pockets. But you know what? You can make them.
I think that's great.
Homemade and make them a little healthier.
I've never made them. That's going to be, this is a good for me to learn. So I'm excited.
So we're going to.
You too. Mo's going to teach us.
Yep,
and herself too.
While I'm teaching you, I shall be teaching myself because I can read a recipe and go, I think I can make this, But anyway, seems like it'd be easy. We're even making the bread, y'all. We're not going to cheat and go buy no bread from the deli. We're making our own. So first we're going to start by mixing a teaspoon of yeast. And we've got the rapid rise yeast, Fleischmann's. I just have to pour it in there, Deb. 1 teaspoon. And then we've got 2/3 cup of lukewarm water. And then we've got 1 tablespoon of sugar, granulated sugar. There's your spoon. Deb's going to stir that up. Now, while she is doing that, we're going to let that sit aside for about 10 minutes, and we're going to go ahead and start mixing up the bread. So we'll be right back. We're going to turn this camera around so you can see the mixer. Okay, you guys, we're ready to mix up the dough. Mix up the bread dough.
Let's get the dough going.
Let's get the dough. Okay, so we've got 3 cups of all-purpose flour here. Going into the mixer.
I've got a little glare on me, but it's okay.
Yep.
It'll be gone in a few minutes.
We're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt.
I can't wait to see how this turns out because I so love Hot Pockets. Yes. And to think that I can make them my own self is great.
It'll be healthier. So we've got 1 stick of melted butter here. We've got our yeast mixture, which has bubbled up and started to rise. That's going in.
And then 2 eggs.
All right, and Deb's whisking up the eggs with our handy dandy whisker.
Mo got this off of Amazon. We'll post a link to it if you like it, but
it's the neatest thing.
It is a really neat little mixer.
Oh wait, let's go a little faster.
That's what you did. I can feel a cough coming.
Yeah, it's this time of year. All right.
Okay, there we go.
We're going to add our eggs.
And then we're going to mix.
And then we mix. So, y'all, if you've never made any kind of bread before, it's totally doable. You don't have to have a bread machine. You don't have to have anything fancy. You just need the yeast, the flour, and your regular ingredients.
And we're going to let the mixer run for about 5 minutes. And we don't want it to be sticky. Sometimes when you make bread, it's kind of sticky. So what do you do if it's too sticky?
You add a little more flour. Just a little more flour. Yep. That's what you do.
That's what you do till it's not sticky. Doesn't
Yeah.
take a lot. Just put a little bit in, let it mix up, and
Mhm.
then when it doesn't stick to your fingers, it's ready.
You know it's ready. So we're going to let this mix for 5 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, we've let our dough mix for 5 minutes. It is a little bit sticky, so I'm going to add just a little bit of flour, probably about, I don't know, 1/8 of a cup. I'm going to add a little bit more flour. Let's see if that'll take care of it.
It should come off of your bowl easily.
Pull away from
the bowl sides, right? So right now it's sticking to the sides. The flour is going to help it to come away from the sides easily. It's not going to be sticky.
Add a little more.
So about 1/4 cup so far, extra.
It's getting there. I wish I could see this. Okay, now it's going away.
Oh, it is.
It is. It's just
How
saying.
cool. And then we're going to take it out of the bowl, and it didn't say anything about kneading it or anything like that. We just put it into an oiled bowl.
Well, say that faster.
Here, you got it. And it's going to sit and rise. It's good now?
Yeah, it's good
So
now.
you can see what it looks like.
Of course, it's going to be fun getting it off this paddle here, but
It'll come loose. Mo can do it.
anybody can do it.
That's right. See, it's not sticking to her hands.
Nope, it's not.
Come right off of the paddle.
So there you go. That's what
Nice.
that looks like. It pulled away from the sides of the bowl. I am going to flour my hands a little bit.
This is already, she's got her bowl ready with oil in it, right?
Yep.
You ready for it?
Got some oil in there.
So we're going to put it into this to let it set for about an hour while it rises.
Make sure I've got all of my. This feels great. If you know anything about good dough, this is good dough right here.
I'm glad that didn't splatter all over us.
I'm glad you were holding on tight.
Me too.
Okay.
I wouldn't want it to be in the floor. That would have been bad.
No.
So there we go.
We're going to cover that up with plastic wrap and let it sit. Get this, y'all, for an hour. For an hour.
So we're going to let it sit and rise.
It's going to rise.
And then we'll be back to make our Hot Pockets.
Ham and cheese Hot Pockets. Okay, guys, we're ready to put these Hot Pockets together. Now, something has happened to our audio on this video. So I'm just going to have to voice over and tell you what I'm doing here. I was showing you the dough because this is truly a beautiful dough. And so I've got a baking sheet that has a silicone mat on it, which I think this is a seal pat mat. And those bake up really good. And I'm just simply rolling it out, excuse me, rolling it out to about a 14 by 18 size in just a big rectangle. So, yeah, once I get that rolled out, then we'll start loading our ingredients. Now, you want to roll it out pretty thin because it is going to rise, and you don't want your bread to be too thick. Now I'm adding the cheese, so I'm adding a layer of cheese, cheddar cheese, and then after that I'm going to put on my ham. Now you could use ham, you could use turkey, pepperonis and mozzarella. You know, you can pretty much fill these Hot Pockets with anything your little heart desires. Now I'm topping that ham with some more cheese on top of that because like Deb said, you can never have too much cheese. So after we get it loaded, we're going to roll that dough over and crimp it sealed shut. But then I realized, there it is, I realized that that's a lot of dough to pull over. It seems like I was going to have a large overhang. So I went back and added a little bit more ham to it, and then we moved our cheese around. So we wanted our Hot Pocket loaded. So let's say this is Hot Pocket Deluxe. So now we're going to take that edge and we're just going to turn it over and then we're going to kind of seal it on the edges. And then I decided, ooh, we need to get a fork. So I went and got my big serving fork, and I'm just crimping it with the fork along the edge. That way all your ingredients are not going to fall out when it's baking. So now Deb's got an egg wash here, and she's going to put the egg wash on top of the bread. What that does is it bakes up really golden brown. Also, we're going to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top, just like the original Hot Pockets do. And that egg wash will help that Parmesan cheese to stick on the top, and it won't just fall off into the pan. So, but that is all there is to that. Now we're going to cut them in Hot Pocket size. So, what I was thinking is maybe if I'd cut them a little bit bigger, then I would have had more room to crimp the edges, because when we baked it, some of the fillings fell out the side where I had cut it. But that's okay, because it was still delicious and it worked out great. We were able to get 7 Hot Pockets off of that one loaf, and they were pretty big size, so it was pretty good. Now I'm moving them around the pan, because I thought, well, I don't want to bake them like that. I want them to have room to breathe while they're baking and room to rise. So I moved them around the pan a little bit, just to give them room to breathe in the oven. So I don't know what we're talking about here, but you guys know it's probably something crazy. All right, now we're ready to put them in the oven. Okay, our Hot Pockets have been pulled out of the oven, and Deb and I were so surprised at how great they looked. They look just like the ones you buy in the store. But I will tell you, they are so much better, and probably a lot healthier, because we don't have those preservatives in them, and we made them ourselves, which always makes it better. So we're trying them right here. They were a little bit hot, but we were trying to eat them anyway in the interest of time. But I will tell you, I took one for work the next day and warmed it up in the microwave, and it was perfect. It was just delicious. The bread didn't get soggy or anything in the microwave, and the filling melted really good and was tasty. So you will be able to use these, make a batch, and then use them the next day and the next day, and probably even freeze them. So yes, they were quite hot, but we were just so excited at how good they were. I think we're going to try to make an Italian version, like a pizza Hot Pocket, in one upcoming video, because they're just that good. Y'all try these homemade Hot Pockets. Yum.